Hey guys, happy Sunday, Creator Mom. May you find comfort in me as I find comfort in others on this platform, YouTube. Anyways, I was out here and it's really beautiful this morning. It's kind of like a spring, like summerish morning. It's like pretty warm out. And the bottom of my coffee is cold because I put the half and half down there. Anyways, I was thinking about the doing. I was thinking about parenting, right? I think this goes for anything, but I was thinking about like how in parenting, like I think I've been getting stuck in the doing, right? Because there's a lot to do, if you will, in parenting, like in the role of being a parent, right? They talk about it all over social media, like I'm a chef and I do laundry and I clean. I'm a housekeeper and I'm a events coordinator and I'm a bike fixer. You can get stuck, I think, in coordinating everything and doing all these things. There's so much to do, right? And it's just like almost seems like it's never even enough, because you're like, oh man. And it's just like whenever you see your kids acting out in a certain way, you're like, you take it very personal, and it's like, it's because I'm failing. For sure it's because I am failing them. I am lacking something. I'm not doing something. They're missing something. Something is missing, and that's why they're acting this way. They need something else, and I need to figure out what that is, and I need to gather the resources in order to be able to do this thing. And wow, it can be a lot. It can be very frustrating. A lot of doing and on top of that, and then like what your kids really want, or my kids, maybe kids in general, I don't know, I'm no expert, but I'm gathering that what they really want is an attentive parent, a parent that pays attention to them when they talk about the things they're into, a parent that sits there and watches a movie with them without being scatterbrained and distracted. I'm speaking from personal experience. It's just like, I think it can be hard to be the parent who is just being, as opposed to the parent who's just doing. I mean, both are hard, and you have to play both roles. You have to do both roles. You have to do and you have to be. I mean, you can have the being and the doing also. I'm gonna confuse you now. It's not like I gotta do the dishes. When my brain starts doing that thing, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, right? Fucking brain egomaniac up there starts fucking yapping, ding, just like, shut up. I'll do the dishes when I want to. I'll clean that when I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do it. The being part of me says I'll do it in a flow, right? There's a difference between flowing and being fucking consumed with, I gotta do this, and that, right? It's validated, right? It's just like, of course, of course you have to clean the house. Of course you have to put in your work hours. Of course you have to do the dishes. Of course you have to clean the dog poop up from the carpet. Oh man, some shit is an emergency like that, cleaning the dog poop up from the carpet, bro. I swear. My dog, I missed it the other day. Did I talk about this on a video already? Good Lord. I don't even remember if I talked about this. Hey, Birdie. My dog. I was listening to what the bird had to say. My dog diarrheaed on the carpet the other day. And I was like, okay. It was funny because I was busy I was in the kitchen doing dishes, and the dog was being weird. I thought she didn't want to, because sometimes my kids like to make pillow forts And so there's no cushions on the couches because all the cushions are being used for building this floor. And you know how dogs are? They like to sit on something comfy. They don't want to sit on the carpet. They don't want to sit on a cushion. They want to sit on the couch, you know? So I thought she was being funny. Like, she didn't want to sit on the floor, and I don't know, she was kind of like walking around a bit. And I didn't, from my vantage point, I didn't see her maybe like standing at the front door or going over there. I didn't realize. Like I said, I thought she just was circling because a little bit, acting funny because she didn't want to sit on the floor. She was looking for a couch cushion to sit on. This is what I was thinking in my mind. Anyways, I'm going about my business, like doing dishes and stuff. And I had told the dog to sit. I'm like, just sit on the carpet, you know, it's fine. And one of my kids says something about diarrhea. My kids are there in the living room too, but two of them are, you know, gaming, and the other one's doing whatever, jumping on the trampoline, I don't know. Anyways, the one says something about diarrhea, and then the other one says, it kind of smells like diarrhea over here. It smells like diarrhea. I'm like, I turned around, I was like, oh my God, you're just saying it smells like diarrhea because he said the word diarrhea. And then my other kid goes, lifts up a cushion and goes, what's this? There's a meme on Facebook, it's funny, I should put that on. Ooh brother, what's that? Ooh brother, what is that? So lifts up the pillow, goes, oh God, what is that? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no. So I walk over. Sure enough, it's like the most foul, disgusting diarrhea poo on the dog. And I was like, when did this occur? I'm literally like 6 feet from you. How did I miss that this was happening? That you're literally shitting in plain sight in the living room. I already have a power vac because I learned that when we first moved in here. That was like one of the first things I purchased, a power vac and a vacuum. So, you know, thank God for power vacs, for electricity, for running water. Although, maybe don't thank God for carpets, because honestly, if we were just on regular floors, no, it would have been easier to clean up. But you know, dogs, they like to poop where it's carpeted. Something cushy. But I guess you can train them otherwise. But anyways, that's all besides the point. So we got diarrhea on the floor. Like, you know what? Great. This is just wonderful. But thank God for all the good things that I have in order to clean up this mess, you know? So I let the dog out because I think she had to still had to go more. So she goes out back into the field, and I'm like, and again, it's raining. I don't know if I shared this on my channel. The other night I let her out, it was raining, and I don't know if I shared this or not, but I'll share it right now. I let her out, it was raining. I thought, she's fine. She's not going to want to stay out in the middle of the night in the rain, for sure. For sure she's coming back. No, I think I did share this. Yeah, like an hour goes by, she didn't come back. I'm like, this bitch is out there gallivanting, eating cat poop, doing God knows what. So, yeah, I found her, though. I eventually got in my car that night, and I was calling over, Casey, and then I felt led to go into the Kroger parking lot. Sure enough, we fucking met each other at exactly the right time, because that is flow. And that's exactly what I'm talking about in this video, right? It's flow, right? Because if I was frantic, as soon as I realized my dog wasn't coming back when I was calling her, I would have hopped in the car and, oh my God, I lost my dog, you know? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to pause. I'm going to just meditate here. I'm going to like do a yoga at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then at the right time, I just felt led. I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to go out and see what's going on. And we met each other at exactly the perfect time. So anyways, fast forward this day, it's during the day, she diarrhea's in the carpet, I let her out. Again, it is raining. It's raining pretty hard outside. So I'm like, whatever, bro. I don't know. Is she gonna come back or not? You know what I mean? Like, que sera, you know? So I let her out. She goes out into the field, and I'm just busy cleaning up this mess, right? And then I don't know how long goes by, maybe like 30 minutes or so, or 40 minutes. And I'm like, I just act like I just don't care. I'm just like, whatever, she's gonna come back, I guess, or maybe she's not. So I'm like, you know what, let's go to Kroger, because I need to get enzyme spray anyways for the carpet. I had run out of enzyme spray. So my son opens the front door because I'm ready to go, and I figured in my mind, as I'm going to Kroger, I'm gonna call out for the dog and see like where she's at. I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. So as soon as my son opens the door, she walks right in. She coming through the front door. I was like, I knew it. I knew she was gonna come through the front. So meaning she walked down our whole parking lot. Anybody could have saw her, like. But thank God it was raining. It was raining, so kids weren't out and stuff like that, because she's not she is friendly, but she will bark too. So, and that scares people when dogs bark. So anyways, yeah. So that was a side story, but yeah, back to like being, rather than doing. So anyways, like I was saying, like we're justified by thinking, do, we have to do this and we have to go there and we have to do that. Yeah, sure. It's all validated, but you have to just stop and enter into flow. You got to be. And I think the ego likes doing. It makes it feel like it's doing something. And I think that, man, it's only been 11 minutes. I feel like it's been like 30 minutes. Yeah, the ego likes to be justified by a lot of doing. Like, I can't sit down with you right now. I can't be, I can't listen to you right now because I got all these things to do, because I'm a parent. I got all these things to do. Well, you have to like let that go a little bit and enter into flow with parenting, because parenting is a big role that has a lot of tasks, and you're like a circus juggler, especially if you're like a single parent or whatever. You're a circus juggler. And we don't want to get exhausted, but we don't want to make excuses either, and I feel like when we get into the thing about doing, we make a lot of excuses, but I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But it's just like, no, you know in your heart that you can fucking stop, that you can slow down, that you can put that off to later. You can pause and say, do I really have to do this right now? Does things really need to be done that way, or is that just the way that is constructed in my mind, and I'm not being flexible enough to pause and say, why? Wait a minute. Can I do this later? Can this be done another way right now? And I think that like most of the time we'll find that, oh, actually, yeah, like I really don't have to do that. Like I really don't. It's really not life or death. It's really not an emergency. But your brain, your ego will make everything seem like it's a fucking emergency. Like you have to do this right now. So, yeah, because I was realizing, I was like, man, doing, and then reading about good parenting seems easier than actually like being present. Being present. I think being present isn't very glamorous sometimes, and I feel like when I read about things, when I read about ideas, when I read about unschooling, it just seems so much more glamorous, and I'd rather just sit here reading about it because it feels so good. But then when I actually enter into doing the real thing, sometimes it feels challenging, and I'm like, I'd rather be reading about it than actually doing it, I think that can go for a lot of things, and spirituality too. Like they say, I hear a lot of coaches on YouTube saying like, you guys want to sit there and digest information and more information, right? Because the ego likes to know, like it feels good. I don't know. There's not to say don't read books and stuff like that, but it feels better to read about stuff than to do it. You know what I mean? Because when you do it, the rubber has to meet the road, and and it's just like, I realize kind of like how lazy I am sometimes mentally in being present. But it's really not that hard. It's just about being still, and being still could be one of the hardest things, I think, for human beings, because we're so validated in the doing that being still just feels like such hard work. But it's like really not. Being present feels like hard work, but once you get into it and do it, like you realize like, okay, like this is not so bad. Like being still, It feels like work at first because the body is so jittery and the mind is so jittery and it wants to go, go, go. That being still just feels, and being present with my children, you know. Sometimes when they're talking to me, I feel like my mind is going off in so many directions, and it would rather be like reading about something or doing something else. And this doesn't mean that I don't enjoy hearing about what my children are saying. It's just something in my mind that needs to be like controlled and brought back to the present, and just to be told, no, this is what's important right now, being present. And kids can tell when you're not being present. People can tell when you're listening, like, oh yeah, like you're giving cheap responses, like, oh, that's cool. I fucking hate when I say that shit. It's so lame. And then people will be like, they'll point that out on social media, like various coaches and teachers. They'll be like, when your kid shows you something, try to not just say like, that's cool. And I'm like, that's exactly what I do. But I really mean it though. Like, I really do. Like, wow, you know, they're like, try to like have a conversation with them about it. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay, that takes more time and effort. You know, and there was this video I reposted on my community tab about like involving children in choices and decision. It's just like, well, you, of course, you know, the do go fast mind is like, no, that takes time and effort, and that is challenging in another way. I'd rather just do and not be like present and have conversations and make decisions. That sounds very frustrating, you know. And it sounds like it takes more effort. And yeah, it does. It takes more effort in a different way to be present. So yeah, I try to not just resort to saying, wow, that's cool. Like, you know, just like asking kids questions about what they're saying and doing, you know. It's just like, what can you do? Like, you know, you can try your best, be present, and just genuine interest, I guess. Yeah, because I don't say that's cool to just blow them off and keep walking away. Like, I just say it, I think, because of lack of other things to say in the moment or other words to use. You know how, like, when you were in school and the teacher was like, you wrote an essay and they were like, can you stop using the word interesting so much? Or, like, you find a big word to use and you keep using it in your essay, and it's just like, it's kind of like that, you know? It's just for lack of better word. So, what was the one more thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, lately, when my kids ask me to watch movies with them, sometimes it's in the evening, and I get very tired. Once 9 o'clock hits, and you ask me to watch a movie, I'm falling asleep within the first 5 minutes of that movie, especially if it's a kids movie that I'm not interested in watching. But then kids movies always end up being pretty good, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? Like, the storyline is always like pretty legit. It's pretty basic usually, but it's still pretty legit. Like, oh yeah, like I can always find meaning in anything that I'm watching. So well, I don't know. Oh, thank God they don't ask me to watch shows like Jurassic World, Cretaceous Camp or something. I don't know, I could probably still watch it, but yeah, if they ask me to watch in the evening, it's just like, I'm gonna fall asleep. Last night, I was beckoned to watch Kung Fu Panda 2. Well, I watched Kung Fu Panda 1 the other day, because one of my kids wants to watch Kung Fu Panda 4, but he's like, you have not watched the other Kung Fu Pandas. You have to watch the other Kung Fu Pandas. I'm like, no, I'm not. I could just watch Kung Fu Panda 4. Like, it's totally fine, you know? He's like, no, you have to watch all of them. I'm like, okay. So we watched Kung Fu Panda 1, and then like 45 minutes into it, well, then my other kid wants to come and watch, and the one kid is like, no, I don't want you here watching. Like, they just want it to be me and them, you know? It's just like, oh my God. So there's like a fight halfway through the movie, a pillow fight and fighting. I'm just like, oh no. And it's just like, sometimes I feel like I don't know what to do in those moments. I'm like,
like, stop, you know what I mean? Hey guys, come on, like, let's work this out, you know, like, anyways, time can just resolve things, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just like, all right, you let it play out, and then it's just like, we pause the movie, all right, we finish rewatching it later on. Conflict was settled and blew over, really. It really blew over, because I didn't solve any conflict. It kind of just blew over. But yeah, so we watched Kung Fu Panda 1, and then for Kung Fu Panda 2 yesterday, we had forgot during the day. In the evening, I'm like, no, I don't want to. I'm like a baby. I'm like a kid when my kids ask me to do things sometimes. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I want to go to my room. I want to meditate, you know. But I did need to rest for a minute, though. So I rested for like a few minutes because I had a big challenging thing that made my energy real off at St. Vincent's thrift store. And I'm just like, so sick of... I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I had to rest for a few minutes. And so once I rested, I felt better. I was like, okay, fine. And it was late, too. It was not really late, but it was like 9:30 or something, 10. And I was like, okay, fine, let's watch Kung Fu Panda 2. But we set it up in the living room, and so that everyone who wanted to watch could watch, and there would be no disputes about it. So yeah, I was falling asleep. I was nodding off. I was like midway through the movie. I was like, oh my god. I was like, this movie's only midway? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make it through. But I had some ice cream, and that helped me a little bit. I was like, I'm not gonna drink coffee because then that's gonna make me wired. But yeah, finished watching Kung Fu Panda 2. It was pretty good. I liked it. I found meaning in it. I was pointing some stuff out that I liked about the storyline. So I guess today we're watching Kung Fu Panda 3. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, being present, watching a movie, right? Like at first when I was watching Kung Fu Panda 1, like my brain was like, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. Like, this is not important. Like, it's watching a movie with my kids, it's like not important, but actually, like, it's very, 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 very important. And like the past few days, like, my heart has just been like, Sheena, you have to make it count, make it count, make it count, make it count, make every day count, be present. These are the years, you know, like when my kids are at these ages where I remember things from my childhood, you know, like where a lot of my memories are most prominent. And I'm like, my heart is just like telling me this here is the moment, this age right now, you know. I feel that very strongly. So I'm trying, I'm just trying my best, you know. St. Vincent's thrift store, right? So bikes are a thing, and I'm like, my kids need bikes, and bikes frustrate me sometimes because, you know, tires pop, things need to be realigned, chains fall off. God, well, I was going to this one bike shop, but I think I just went for realignments and stuff. I don't think I went to get an actual tire replaced. But I'm doing this silly thing where I'm buying bikes at thrift stores, and I'm like, I'm done with myself right now. Like, I'm literally done with myself. I'm not buying bikes from the thrift store anymore, like, unless they have good tread. I had gotten a few good things from Goodwill in terms of bikes. Like, they had tread and stuff like that left and things. But man, St. Vincent's is another thrift store. They don't have Goodwill where I'm at now in this area, but St. Vincent's had a bike yesterday, and it was mongoose, bro. It was beautiful. I liked it. It was really nice. It was perfect for my 8-year-old. And but the damn bike had no tread left on the tires. Like, it looked like it was just gonna pop any second, you know. And you know, kids, like, they like to jump off things and they want to get jiggy with it when they're riding the bike. So it was $10. And this bike goes for like $70 on Facebook Marketplace, 60, 70, like that, you know. And my kid was like, why don't you just get it off Facebook Marketplace? Because I was telling him, if I got this and I had to replace a tire, he's like, well, if you gotta do all that, why don't you just get it off Facebook Marketplace with good tread? I'm like, you got a point, brother. Because sometimes it's just like a mentality I think I get stuck in. It's just like, sometimes things are very good to buy from the thrift store, and then other things are not. And I feel like I wasn't being wise with my bike choices at the thrift store, and I was getting frustrated myself. And I made the same mistake. I got this bike. See, that's my composter. That's a composter right there. And I got this bike right there from the thrift store. No tread. Like, very low tread left on this bike. And the damn front tire went flat in the house without anybody even riding it. Like, when I initially got it, like, it wasn't flat. And then it just went flat all on its own. I was like, you know what? So that was a while ago so this bike's been sitting because I haven't replaced the tire yet. This one bike shop I called yesterday was saying it could cost anywhere from like $60 to $80 to replace the tire. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, I need to just get a bike that has decent tread. You know? Just spend the money up front instead of buying a $10 bike and then needing to go get the tire fixed right away. I'm going to end up spending $70, putting $70 into the bike anyways, you know? Might as well pay the money up front and not go through the hassle. But anyways, why I'm buying bikes from the thrift store that have no tread is beyond my mind. I don't know why. It's just like, because it's a mongoose. I was like, it's a mongoose. I was stuck on the fact that it's a mongoose bike, and it was so cute, but the tires were shit. So I bought it anyway. I was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna buy it. Get it home. My 8-year-old starts riding it, and the back tire starts going flat. Even after we put air in it, it wasn't filled up with air. The back tire just starts getting lower and lower as he's riding it. I'm just like... So I called them up. They're like, we don't do returns. And then I was like, oh man, I was like, that really sucks. You know, we just got it today, you know. And she's like, well, the best I can do is, she's like, I'll give you a store credit. I'm like, okay, fine. Give me a store credit, you know. So I brought the bike back, and I'm just like, I'm gonna look on Facebook Marketplace because they have a lot on there, and I saw bikes with really good tread and stuff like that. So I'll find something decent on Facebook Marketplace. My kid's like, why don't we get one of the bikes from the bike store? You know, like, you know, the fancy bikes, you know, the bikes for like professional, like, bike riders, you know. I'm just like, bro, those bikes are so expensive, you know. So yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not getting bikes from the thrift store. Only if they work good and they have good tread. That's it, which is like a miracle to find, but you could find it because sometimes kids don't ride bikes that much and then they just get donated. But somebody rode this bike a lot. They rode the tires down. So yeah, not doing that. And I got another one right there. That yellow one has a flat back tire, but that one actually had good tread on it when I bought it. This had really good... See, the front tire has really good tread. Front tire is strong. And this is a nice bike. And look, I left it out here in the rain with no cover. I have to go get a tarp for it. The chain isn't that rusted, thank God, but look at this. I don't remember if the back tire was low tread when I got that. I got that one off Facebook Marketplace. I think my kid did that. I think he wore it down and he busted the tire, I think. Actually, all the kids in the neighborhood were riding that. Because when I got that yellow bike, my kid had this other orange bike. But eventually that one got worn down too. So all the kids in the neighborhood kids were wanting to ride this yellow bike. It was so funny. So yeah, bikes get worn down. It would probably be good to learn about how to fix bikes, but it's kind of hard, I feel like. So yeah, this is just a chatty parenting video today. Almost 30 minutes long. So if you stuck with me for 30 minutes, well, bravo. That's cool. I hope you find comfort in my parenting shenanigans and stories. And No more low tread bikes from St. Vincent's. I'm gonna go back today with my store credit, and I'm gonna get I saw these binoculars yesterday. I'm like, oh, they were nice. I'm like, I'm gonna get those. If those binoculars are still there, I'm gonna get them. And this pink yoga mat, that would be, because the binoculars are $8, the yoga mat was $10. I was like, if they're still there, I'm gonna get them with my store credit. And I'm gonna sit back here and I'm gonna look at shit with my binoculars. I'm gonna find the woodpeckers, look at the crow's nest. I'm gonna get those things. Hopefully they're still there. They were really nice. And yeah, so hopefully those things are still there. And yeah, all right, everyone, this was a very chatty video. Have a great Sunday, and may we all have grace with the ability to be present, and to try to slow down, try to ignore our egos a little bit, and may we have grace with entering into flow. That's what we need. Enter into flow and move throughout our days from a place of peace and rest, and enjoy.